The moment she pulls away is not when you lose her. It is when the game actually begins. Most men believe distance means disinterest. That belief is exactly why they fail. You are taught to close gaps, explain feelings, fix tension, and restore comfort. But comfort is not what creates desire. Comfort ends it. When she suddenly pulls back, when her energy drops, when her warmth fades without explanation, your instinct tells you something is wrong. That instinct is lying to you. You have lived this moment. Her texts slow down. Her replies shorten. She says she is tired or busy. She stops asking questions about your day. You feel the shift immediately, even if nothing obvious changed. You replay conversations in your head. You look for mistakes. You consider sending one more message just to feel something again. That urge is not love. It is loss aversion. Here is what is actually happening. Attraction is being rebalanced. Emotional pressure has reached a level where her nervous system needs space to recalibrate. When closeness increases, fear of losing control increases with it. Pulling away is not rejection. It is regulation. What she is really doing is observing who you become when reassurance disappears. She is not testing your words. She is testing your emotional posture. Does your energy collapse without her validation, or does it remain stable? By the end of this video, you will understand why she goes quiet right after intimacy. You will know what it means when she stops initiating contact. And you will finally understand sign number 5, the one most men completely destroy the moment it happens, without realizing they are ending attraction themselves. Every pullback follows a psychological sequence. It is predictable. It is patterned. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Men who understand this stop chasing. Men who do not become invisible. Stay until sign number 5, because what I am about to show you explains something that has been confusing you about women your entire life. Before we go further, has a woman ever pulled away from you suddenly and you had no idea why? Answer yes or no in the comments. I read every single one. The first sign is called emotional saturation withdrawal. She pulls back right after closeness. Long talks, deep connection, emotional intimacy, then distance. Attachment psychology shows that intense bonding activates fear of dependency. Dopamine spikes during connection, then drops, creating a subconscious need for space. You have seen this before. One night felt perfect, the next day felt cold. Most men see this as loss of interest. What it actually means is emotional overflow. The second sign is attention suspension. She stops initiating messages or plans. This is not laziness. This is observation. The brain evaluates value by measuring reactions to absence. If you chase, anxiety is revealed. If you stay grounded, confidence is demonstrated. You already know this feeling. You wait. Then you break. Then you regret it. Most men see this as disinterest. What it actually means is assessment. The third sign is response delay. Her replies come slower than before. Not gone, just delayed. Uncertainty increases emotional investment by activating reward-seeking behavior in the brain. Predictability kills tension. You have seen this before. She used to reply instantly. Now hours pass. Most men see this as fading attraction. What it actually means is power redistribution. The fourth sign is energy redirection. She becomes socially louder while emotionally quieter with you. More posts, more activity, less depth. Social validation stabilizes self-worth and reduces emotional dependency on one source. You already know this feeling. She seems happy everywhere except with you. Most men see this as replacement. What it actually means is self-regulation. We are halfway through. The signs coming next are the ones nobody explains honestly. And sign number 5 is the one that will completely change how you read her behavior. Do not leave. Which of these signs have you experienced? Comment the number below. I want to know which ones show up most in your life. The fifth sign is controlled silence. She goes quiet without explanation. No argument, no closure, just space. Silence triggers the brain's need to resolve uncertainty. When you do not chase, her mind fills the gap with imagination. You have felt this tension before. Days pass. Then she returns casually. Most men see this as manipulation. What it actually means is attraction recalibration. The dark psychology behind this is simple. Desire grows where emotional pressure is absent. The sixth sign is emotional neutrality. Her tone becomes polite but distant, not cold, not warm, neutral. Emotional neutrality is used to reduce intensity while keeping access. You already know this feeling. She is friendly but unreachable. Most men see this as loss of feelings. What it actually means is emotional containment. The dark psychology behind this is simple. She is protecting control. The seventh sign is boundary testing. She becomes less available and watches if you respect it. Boundaries activate respect mechanisms tied to perceived status. Overstepping signals insecurity. You have seen this before. She says she needs space. You push anyway. Most men see this as persistence. What it actually means is self-sabotage. The dark psychology behind this is simple. Respect creates safety. Safety fuels desire. The reason I break down the dark layer of every sign is because most channels tell you what she does. This channel tells you why, at a level she may not consciously understand herself. If that is the kind of clarity you want more of, you already know what to do. Everything so far has been building toward the final sign. This one decides whether attraction revives or dies permanently. This is where most men fail without ever knowing why. The final sign is emotional vacuum creation. She removes herself completely and watches who you become without her presence. This is not punishment. This is selection. At a deep psychological level, attraction is drawn to emotional stability. When her absence destabilizes you, your value drops. When you remain centered, curiosity replaces certainty. Here is what is actually happening. She is checking whether your identity exists independently of her attention. Humans are drawn to what feels self-contained. Emotional self-sufficiency signals strength, safety, and long-term viability. This is not conscious. This is instinctive. What she is really doing is measuring your nervous system under pressure. Do you collapse into neediness, or do you remain composed? A man who regulates himself becomes rare. A man who seeks regulation from her becomes heavy. You have lived this moment. You wanted to send the message. You wanted closure. You wanted reassurance. The men who resist that urge experience something unexpected. She returns, not because she missed words, but because she missed the emotional gravity. Most men see pulling away as cruelty. What it actually means is filtration. The dark psychology behind this is simple. Attraction does not respond to effort. It responds to emotional gravity. Now I want to hear from you. Which sign surprised you the most, and which one have you experienced personally? Share your story in the comments. The most interesting one gets a reply from me. Here is the reframe that changes everything. Distance is not your enemy. Emotional instability is. When you stop chasing clarity, clarity chases you. When you stop fighting uncertainty, uncertainty works in your favor. Attraction is not built by force. It is revealed by restraint. Comment below with your experience. If this video opened your eyes, the next video will go even deeper.